Alright, hello everyone. It's me. I'm back again with another recap of Dancing with the Stars, season 23, week, was it 7? Yeah. It was Era's night. I'm kind of doing this a little late today because, um, again, still trying to get back on schedule after everything that happened last week. Um, but yeah, I'm just doing it a little later and it'll go up tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning or when you're watching it, so, Wednesday. Um, Lynn was back this week. We had 4 judges again, but he won't be back again until the finale, um, or finals, week 11, whatever you want to call it. Let's go ahead and get started. First up was Lori and Val. They had a quick step from the 60s. They got a 34. This dance was, it was cute enough. It wasn't bad. I don't think Lori's really had a bad dance. But at this point, I'm just wanting something more from her. And Val's not really bringing anything out of her that, is just amazing. It's all been good, but nothing has been just like incredible. And she has the potential to be incredible. And it's frustrating to watch, and a waste of a great talent. And I don't like saying that about people, but it's just been, I just don't see them giving us anything in the next 4 weeks. I just don't. I know she'll be here until the finals, but I just don't see anything. There's also 2 lifts that weren't necessary. Her hold was not great. I'm glad the judges finally gave her comments on that, because during their tango, her hold wasn't good either, and they didn't really talk about that. So I'm glad that Lynn said something about it. Wasn't happy about Val mouthing off to Lynn, because last night especially, Lynn is wrong a lot of the time, but last night he was not wrong a single time, at all. In fact, he was like, he brought everything back together, because the judges have been scoring things incredibly strange and just off the wall for the past however many weeks he's been gone. Next up was, I believe it was Ryan. Yes, Ryan and Cheryl. They had a 90s rumba. They got a 28. This dance was goofy. There was not a lot of content. There was no hip action. There was really nothing of substance. However, and I guess Cheryl was like, we're just going to go for the acting piece, because she probably figured that our technique was going to be too difficult for Ryan, which was probably a good call. It probably would have looked much worse had they gone for a more technical rumba. It still wasn't great, but it's nice to see that his confidence is growing, and he's improving in that sense, and he's improving in his performance quality. But I mean, otherwise, it wasn't a great dance. And to be honest, after looking at a couple of the other dances, I thought it was slightly overscored, to be honest, because the place that he's at on the leaderboard compared to the next couple is irritating, because of the fact that up next, Mary Lou and Derek, who had a 20s Charleston, are really actually on the chopping block to be going home next week. They got a 29. I thought they were very underscored compared to Ryan and Maureen. I thought she was way better, no point higher than those two. In fact, I would have given her at least 2 8s. 3 8s, honestly. The 7 from Lynn made sense, but the 7s from everyone else, just tragic. I'm glad that Julianne talked about the fact that Mary Lou is 64, because that does make a lot of a difference. I feel like a lot of us, me included, I've been doing this, and I had to catch myself on it last night. A lot of us have been treating Mary Lou like she's a 40-year-old, 30-year-old, 20-year-old woman, and she's not. She's 64, and as a result, she has a lot of limitations of her own because of her body, and her body is aging, her mind is aging, everything is aging. So the way things used to be for her even a year ago, even 2 weeks ago, honestly, isn't the same anymore, because now she's doing the show, she's under a lot of stress, she's under a lot. And the older your body gets, the harder it is to recuperate from things that as strenuous as this show. um, and you have to remember, the last time we had somebody who was in her age range, the 60s, perform decently well, was back in season 12, was Kirstie Alley. She was 60 at the time. Um, so 4 years difference between when Kirstie was on season 12 and season 23 with Mary Lou. And those 4 years are a lot make a huge difference. So I just feel like we need to take that into consideration, because what she's done so far has been amazing for a 64-year-old woman. Um, just the technique that she's been able to do, the dances that Derek has given her, and that she's been able to do, it's just incredible going back to see it. Um, but yeah, I'm worried that she might be going home next week because she is last place on the leaderboard. Um, and it sucks because she got underscored, and she's been underscored the entire season minus the past 2 weeks. Otherwise, she's been underscored 5 out of 7 weeks, and it's frustrating. Next, we had Calvin and Lindsay. They had a jive, a 50s jive. They got a 36. Um, this was great. These two are amazing. They're getting underscored as well. However, Calvin is 30, and so it's not gonna. He's kind of used to. I feel like he's used to stuff. Well, he is used to stuff like this because he's a 30-year-old man who just came off of playing football. And this is his first year retired. So, of course, he's going to be more used to physical activity than a lot of these people. But, they've just been great and improving at week after week, and really just showing that they are ones to watch, and that they are, truthfully, they are the dark horses. Everybody this season, except for me and a lot of other people, but a lot of people this season, a lot of the fans of the show have been Lori, 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 Lori. And then once the show started, it was Lori and James, Lori and James. And now, Calvin and Lindsay are coming in and, not making it easy for the other two, and really putting up a fight. And that top three, because I'm pretty sure Lori, James, and Calvin are going to be in the top three. That top three is going to be a dogfight for the trophy. And honestly, if Calvin and Lindsay keep on going the way that they are and progressing the way that they are, I honestly think that they could really win and take it away from both Lori and James, because they're just coming on strong at the right time. Next was okay, so I am slightly fuzzy on the rest of the dances and the order. I think next was Maureen and Artem with an 80s tango. They got a 28. It wasn't good. It was sad to see that she had that slip in the middle, but it just wasn't good. She is improving, but it's just, at this point, it was just not enough for her to stick around. And just watching her partnership with Artem was just getting extremely hard and uncomfortable to watch. So I'm glad that they got the boot, and I'm glad that they went out on that team dance, because they did a great job in the team dance. So at least she had that. Next was Tara and Sasha. They had a 30s foxtrot. They got a 34. This dance was really good as well. It was much better than Tara's Paso from last week. The character that she played was really good. she just looked way more just comfortable this week, and it looked like more. It was way. It was more in her wheelhouse. She liked it. You could tell she enjoyed it. She just had this big smile on her face, and she just went for it, and it was just great to see, especially after her having such a hard week last week. Um, it was great to see her come back and really nail this dance this week. I hope she can continue to nail dances like this in the coming weeks. But something tells me when she gets a tango thrown at her, although I'm not sure if they'll throw a tango at her, just because maybe an Argentine tango, but we'll see. Hopefully she can get into the character of an Argentine tango because it's not as like fierce as a tango. It's more, seductive and passionate and all that stuff. But yeah, it was a very cute dance and I liked it. I liked it a lot. Um, Next was Jana and Gleb. They had a 70s samba. They got a 34. This dance was overscored. Um, I said this on my blog, but I just couldn't help but think about how great Maya and Dimitri's 70s samba was. And this was just a parody. It was just a tacky parody of a samba with 70s moves thrown in. It didn't flow well. It was the samba that she did do, and it wasn't even that much. But the samba they did do wasn't even that great. It wasn't good. Finally, in the individual dances, we had James and Sharna. They had a 40s jitterbug. Um, they got a 36. Again, James is great. He's always great. Their energy was slightly off, but and I really noticed it more so from Sharna than James, even though his energy was slightly off also. But I did understand it was because of Sharna's knee injury, so it made sense. So it wasn't their best dance, but it wasn't bad by any means. Still great, so. Oh, and Carrie Ann, like, lifts are allowed in Jitterbug. I don't understand that critique, but okay, whatever. Now we're at the team dances. We had Team Pass, which was Calvin, James, Maureen, and Ryan. They had their dance was really pretty. They chose to go with the Team Beanies waltz, and I liked it. It wasn't my favorite team dance ever, and it wasn't top 10 for me ever. But it was very refreshing and it was very pretty, and I liked it a lot. I liked the concept of it. I think the song that they were given was a theme song or something to a TV show, so it really lended itself well to this concept, a very good concept, and really lended itself well to Avini's waltz and really just keeping everybody on the floor and making it seem like more of a, how in like the old, not like medieval times and stuff when people would be dancing being at the ball and everybody doing like the, whatever dance they were doing at the time because it wasn't always a waltz. But yeah, it just reminded me of that, and it was very refreshing, and I enjoyed it. I definitely think that they won the team dance round. They got 38, and it was earned, and it was great. Team Future had all of the other people, contested celebrities, Jana, Lori, Mary Lou, Andy, Tara. I already talked about the whole speaking in Russian on my blog, and just Tara's. I felt really bad for her, to be honest, because I can relate. But yeah, it was just strange. The music didn't help. It was just very odd. Um, I can't say much else because it wasn't bad. They got a 35. It wasn't bad, but it was just odd. That's all I can say about it. There wasn't much to take away. I didn't see any parts where anybody was off, but I wouldn't put it past it because the music was just all over the place. But yeah, that was week 7, Era's night. Next week is Halloween, and yeah, another couple goes home, there's an immunity challenge. So, yeah, till next time. Bye.